Yeah, that value of n percent,
Hmm.
the difference between like going to use what that
Okay. See, value of and percent both works same. Okay. Both functions are
okay.
used to convert okay, integers, I mean strings into integer type. Okay. So both value of and percent both convert strings into integer value. But the small difference is there. The difference, what is the difference? See, the value of method basically returns an object of integer class. Okay. Value of is a right. This returns basically okay the object of integer class. But coming to this percent, right? It returns a primitive integer value. It returns integer value, but it returns integer object. That is the difference between percent and value of. Okay. So if you look at the help, you can understand. Yeah. See. Okay. So what it returns finally? It returns integer. Look at here. Here you can see integer. Okay. The function returns integer object. But whereas if you just see, it basically returns integer.
So what is the difference for us then? Like
Nothing.
how it is different?
Testing perspective, there's no difference. Okay.
Okay.
Testing perspective, there's no difference. Both
So which
convert
one is
strings.
preferred?
I mean, we always prefer to use in pass into only, right? In testing, we always use integer value. Okay. Integer value only we use, right? So we use actually pass int.
Okay. Yeah. And for example, if you want to convert a string into some other one, like for example, uh, yeah, string to integer only we do normally, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
So into
Yeah.
integer only we'll do. Yeah. Okay. Then coming to one more example. For suppose there are few zeros are there. There is a string. I will take one more example. Okay. So here we have few exam zeros are there. Okay. That is the value. Okay. So where there are few zeros are there before integer. So want to perform some any kind of mathematical operation on that string. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to truncate first zeros. Okay. So first you have to convert the string into integer, and then only you can perform some mathematical operation, right? How do you convert? How do you convert the string into integer?
Parse inside.
This time we use actually string dot format. Okay.
Okay.
First you have to use a format the string. So how to format the string? String we are going to basically convert integer, but since there are zeros are there, right? If you use pass int, it automatically gives the same value. Zeros only it will give. But if there are any alphabets, those values will be truncated if you use pass int. Got it? But here there are zeros. Zero doesn't have any value, so we want to truncate those zeros before the integer. So how to do that actually? So we just give okay str underscore c equals to string class we have okay string dot format. So use format. Okay, format, and then here we have to provide the okay what do you have to provide?
The number.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the output you will get? Okay.
But we
See.
have to provide two objects or 1 only?
Correct. So how many zeros are there? 5 zeros are there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to give ampersand. Okay, 0, 8, D. I mean the total length I'm just going to give D. Okay, 8D. And then I just want to convert this into integer dot. Okay, so we have to close this. Integer dot. Okay, parse. Parse int of, again we are just parsing string underscore C. Okay, C plus, I just want to perform some operation 100. Okay, so change to local variable only, right? We are using strand string strc OS capital H. Okay, strc. This is also strc. Okay, now tell me what's out.
Why we write that 08D?
This is a basic, okay, what you call data type operations in C, C++. We use in C, C++, right? Ampersand D, ampersand F. Okay, ampersand D means it's actually decimal type. Decimal type, we are just requesting, okay, to have 8 digits in the number. Only 8 digits only I want to have, and perform arithmetic operation of just adding 100. Okay, so if we give only 4, okay, only 4 underscore C capital S. Right click. Okay, it only takes 4 digits, 0, 7, 6, 8, but we have added 100. Okay, clear? If we give 8, this is a basic syntax, but very infrequently we use this syntax. Okay,
Okay. Yeah,
they are not
I did not
frequently
see it
used.
before.
But now we got the entire value. Okay, digit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll see a few more examples. Anyway, we just discussing, but these are not actually kind of not related to testing. But anyway, we are discussing casting and conversions. Let's see how to convert integer to string. We have
Okay.
integer, so I just want to string. Okay, get the value. Okay, into string. So far we are using integer class, where we have used parseInt and value of and so on. ParseInt returns integer value. Value of it returns an object of integer. Ideally, we use parseInt many times. Coming to how to convert integer to string. How to convert integer to string? Very simple. We have already have a class called string. Here we have integer, right? Similarly, we have directly a class called string. String, just look at the methods of string actually. String has so many methods. One of the method is value of. Here we have value of, right? Similarly, if you use string dot value of, we can pass integer. Okay.
Okay.
What it does, if you use string dot value of, it returns actually string instead of integer. It returns string based. So when do you use this method? We use this method when we want to convert okay, integer into string type. When you want to convert a integer into string type, integer. Okay, so anything actually integer value equals to, okay, so 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I want to convert string str. Okay. Well, this is inside main method, I think. So I don't want to confuse myself. That's why I'm creating a function. Okay. Yeah. String str. Okay. Str equals to. Okay. We have a class already. String dot. Okay. See, these many methods are there. Format, value of. Okay. Join. So many methods are there. We use actually. You see, these are the arguments it accepts. That means you can convert float into string, integer into string, long into string, double into string, and character array also into string. Clear? Character
Yeah.
also can be converted into string. This we have already experimented, but without using value. Done. Hmm. Okay. See, the value of integer is 2, 3, 4. It's not the value of integer, it's the value of string because it has been converted. Okay. So it has been converted into strings. For suppose if you want to add some value, if you want to add some value to something, okay, how it will come? How can you say it's a string? Whether it is a string or not, I just want to confirm. Plus, okay, some 100. Now tell me what happens if you give like this.
234100, right?
2, 3, 4. Yes, because it is string type, right?
Yeah.
Since it is a string type, simply give. Okay, just concatenation operation will be performed like this. Okay, so we can convert integer to string and string to integer. And if you want to convert, actually basic operation is value of. You can use a wrapper classes, integer and string and all. If you want to convert integer to string, again you can use a integer dot to string. You can also use integer dot to string. Okay, clear? Integer, if you want to
Yeah.
convert, there's another method called integer. Value of is a right. Instead of value of, you can also use a to string. It basically works same as a value string dot value of. Okay, does the same job. Does the same job. There's no much difference. Okay, Control C. Okay, here instead of string, I will use integer. Okay, this one to string. That's all. Yeah. Okay. So I can say here, print the same thing. So many methods are there. So many duplicate methods are there, but completely depending on the programmer. which method they have used. Okay. So how is your health? Okay, right? So
Yeah, it's better now. Still, I have little sneezing still, but it's better now.
okay. So either you can use integer dot to string, okay, integer dot value of, okay, and then string dot value of. Any one of the methods can be used, leveraged. Okay.
Okay, one question I have here. Like, for example, sometimes we use that small int and sometimes we use integer object. So, do we use both in scripting? Like, sometimes maybe we have to pass an integer object also to string. Then, how we convert the, like, if there is an integer object and we want to convert it to string, then how do we do that? Like, here
Integer
we wrote
object.
intval. This is an integer primitive data type. But if there is an integer object, can
Integer
we?
object. Okay.
Yeah.
Objects can't be converted, but the functions can return only objects. Can return object, but from object to object conversion doesn't happen. Value to other type can happen.
Okay.
Okay, value to some another value happen. That means suppose you have declared some variable called integer. If you want to convert into
Mm-hmm.
string object, we can do that by using value of. Okay, and pass into. Pass into basically it returns integer value. But converting from integer object to another string object, that doesn't happen.
Okay.
So we can create some ordinary variable and then we can use the value of. So what it does, the value of method, okay, string class can be used to convert a string, I mean integer into string type. String, okay. Value of is right here. We have used value of. What it returns? See, look at here. It returns string. See, public static string. It returns string basically. Coming to here, toString is right. What it returns? It also returns string type. See, coming to this one, parse int. See, it returns what it returns? Integer. Integer. Okay. Coming to another thing, parse. Instead of parse int, we have used value of, right? Value of basically returns integer class object. It returns integer object. Okay. It returns integer value, integer primitive data type integer. Okay. So similarly, if you want to convert any string to integer and integer to string, that can do. Not only string, integer, we can convert long into integer, sorry, long into string, and then double into string. We can do anything by using actually value of. By using value of, we can convert anything. Okay. Currently, we are using integer. We can also use float, double, whatever you want, you can use.
Okay. So
The difference between these two is actually toString is part of our integer class. Value of is part of string class. That's the only difference. Okay. So here we are using value of, right? This is a part of string class. And this toString is there, it is a part of integer class.
okay. So value of is string class and toString is integer class method.
Yeah. Value of is a method that is inside the string class.
Okay.
ToString is a method that is inside the integer class.
Okay. So
Similarly, if you
is
want to
there
convert,
is there any difference between that the capital integer and small integer? And
of
do we
course,
need
lot of
to
differences are right.
take take
This is actually
take
a
care of it?
keyword. Okay, but integer is right. It is not a keyword. It is actually class. See. Okay. So basically, integer provides a wrapper. Okay, a wrapper, and it provides. You see here you can see wraps a value of a primitive type integer into an object. Basically, integer primitive type will be wrapped into an object. Okay, clear. So basically the object of type integer contains single field whose type is integer, that's all. So integer class will be there, that inside the integer we have a type called integer, that's all. So integer class integer is there, right? That actually acts as a wrapper class. Okay, wrapper class, nothing. So inside the Java code, how it looks like, the class integer. Okay, and here the type is right. The type is integer, like this, ended, closed and ended. This is how it looks like inside the Java code. That means integer is a type. It's simply wrapped by the class called integer. Okay. Inside this integer, again, we have so many methods are there. What are those methods actually? So since it is integer, we have a toString. Okay, tags it's a string xyz something, and then we have implementation like this way. Okay. So integer toString is there, right? What it returns at the end of the day, it returns string type. So it simply says string. This is how it looks like at skeleton level implementation. This is how it looks like. Okay. Okay.
When do we decide whether to use the capital INT and small INT in a programming? Or
It is
we
completely
don't?
up to if you want to convert from if you want to convert using a integer wrapper class, that time we use a capital integer. Okay. If you want to convert, if you want to apply and use a conversion from a string to integer, we can go for a capital integer. Okay. That's why I told you there are multiple options are there. Either you can use an integer class, wrapper class, or you can directly use a string class. The string also performs the same operation. It simply converts. We always prefer to use string dot value of, because many strings, if you want to convert into different data types, we simply use the string dot value of anything. It might be integer, it might be long, it might be double, anything can be used. Okay, in most of the application, the problem is formatting string into different data types would be the biggest problem. Hence we prefer to use a string dot value of. Okay, so for suppose you are exclusively want to use integer wrapper class, you can use a integer dot toString. Okay. So similarly, we have another classes also. We have integer, right, so far, but in deep detail not required actually, but just say long dot. See, here we have a compare, we can compare. This is also a wrapper class. Long is a wrapper class. Inside a wrapper class, okay, one of the very frequently used method to convert actually, this is the one, parseInt. So that means parsing the string into longer. It basically returns long at the end of the day. Okay. See parseInt, here it is, you can see parseInt. Okay. So we just parse the string into long type. Here. So similarly, if you want to convert a string to a long value, I want to convert the string into a long value. What we do, instead of parse long, okay, it simply parse the string into long type. One thing. Second thing, if you want to get the value, convert the string into a long value, there is another method. Same, both it does same thing, but it returns long object. Okay, there's another method called value of. Where's the value of? Called value of. Yeah, here. You see, it also does the same job. It also returns same long object. Okay, but here it returns object, class object that returns actually key. I mean, what is it called? Type called long. Small long that returns, it returns a capital long. That means returns a object. Okay, we prefer to use parse long only. Okay, not integer value of. We very frequently use parse long. This one we use because in our testing or any kind of application, at the end of the day, we directly want to use that value. right? Not object. Okay.
Okay.
So hence we use a parse long directly. So like this, you can use. From better use parse and parse float, parse long only. Don't use value of in a testing perspective. Okay.
Those are from string to integer, string to long, right? That's why we use
Yes.
parse.
Correct.
And if we want to use exactly opposite integer to string, then we have to use value of.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So that is enough. Okay. So whoosh is completed. Just let me know if you have any questions.
No, I'm fine till now. Yeah, till now fine.
So actually, for testing, whatever the topics required, we just covered already. Okay.
There's something called
Now,
collections, right?
yeah, collections. Collections we use very frequently array list. Okay, we'll discuss other collections also, but very frequently use a array list. Array list is
Okay.
sufficient for testing purpose. Yeah. Now tell me what is array list? So what
Array
is
list.
called
Yeah.
collections? See, collections is a framework provided by Java. Okay. The framework basically contains array list, linked list, vector, hash set, linked hash set, tree set. So many things are there. Okay. Hash table and so on. And few interfaces like iterator. Okay. And so on. Okay. See, what is this collection framework and what's its hierarchy? The hierarchy basically starting at the header, we have parent class called collection. Okay. Collection is an interface. Inside a collection, we have few more interfaces. Okay, set, list, and queue. Set is an interface that can extend collection, and list is an interface that can extend collection. Queue is an interface that can extend a collection. Coming to other classes, hash set, okay, or array list. What is array list? Array list is a class. Array list is a class that is going to implement a list. List has already extended a collection framework, hence automatically whatever the methods are there inside a collection that can be used in a array list. That is the order. Clear? That is the order. So I'll show you. Collections. Inside collection, we have a set, list, queue. Okay. Inside set, we have these are interfaces. Okay, these are interfaces. All three are interfaces. That means there is no implementation. What about collection? This is also interface. Okay. Set extends collection. Set extends, you know, right? Interfaces connect other interfaces. Okay. So coming to list, inside list, first we'll see list. What are the collections? Okay, that can implement a list, array list, array list. Okay, and vector. These two comes under list. Okay. What about set? Set basically can be implemented by tree set, hash set, and the linked hash set. Okay, tree set, hash set, and linked hash set. And then coming to queue. Okay, queue. Q contains linked list, and then one more is there. Okay, yeah, Q can be implemented using a linked list. So collection is a set is another interface, list is an interface, and QR is another interface. These all three interfaces are going to extend the implement the collection. One thing. On top of it, we have classes called ArrayList, vector, preset, hashet, linked, and linked list, and so on. These are actually classes. These are classes. These classes are implementing these interfaces. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how these collection frameworks, basically why we need these many classes? Why can't use any one class? Okay. Coming to first list, because many of the programmers prefer to use list. Why? Because it is a robust and much faster than remaining interfaces, queue and set. Okay, let's see list. What is a list? List is a basically ordered collection. Okay, ordered collection. Okay, but it allows to duplicate values. List is a interface. It is a ordered collection, and it allows to duplicate entries. Okay, elements can be inserted or can be accessed by their position in the list using a zero-based index. It's almost like what you call array only. Okay, but there is no ending for this array. Open-ended array. Actually, list is nothing but an open-ended array. Okay, you can simply say dynamic array. Okay, array. If you define 5, can you insert sixth value?
No.
No, no, right? Array of 5, if you define, that means tell us only 5 values. If you try to enter 6 value, it throws an error. But that is not the case with the array list or list. Basically, list or array list. A list, list is an interface. We are just extending, implementing the list interface using array list class. Hence, we have to talk about array list only. Okay, array list basically dynamic array. Dynamic in the sense we can insert any number of values in runtime. Okay, you can insert any number of values in a runtime. Okay, so let's see now array list. What are the things we can do at array list? Okay, what are things we can do at array list? We can sort the elements and we can initialize it. We can loop the values and you can find the maximum length of the array list. Okay, and you can sort the elements in the array list in a descending order or ascending order. Okay, and also add an elements, append a collection of elements to another array list and copy all the elements, insert the values into a array list, remove elements from the array list at the specified index, remove specified element from the array list. Either you can use index value or you can directly use a value. And if you want to search the array list, you can do that. Okay, you can search or get the array list by using a search functionalities. Okay, we can compare two array lists and we can swap two elements in array list. Okay, we can join two array lists. We can clone the array list. So many operations you can perform. Okay, for testing purpose, either you can use the array list or hash map. These two are enough, or otherwise you can go for a hash set. Okay, why can't you use another type? See, inserting and deleting is much faster in a where linked list. We have linked list, right? This is where we can perform insert, delete, CRUD operations can be performed much flexible way when we compare with array list. But when we are start searching for an element, linked list will take more time compared to array list. Okay, ideally in a testing time, what do we do? When we are start exporting the data into Excel or importing the data into Excel or whatever the operation we want to perform, array list required to pass the data. That means searching an element is much a required operation than inserting and deleting an data. That is the reason testing actually prefer to use array list. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now see array list. How we are going to implement a list interface of array list? Yeah, I told you, right? Array list is a class that is going to implement a list. In turn, the list is extending collections interface. Okay. So what type? It is actually based on completely array data structure. Okay, arrays, we know arrays basically stores only one same data type in a continuous memory locations. Okay, so it is widely used because of its functionality and flexibility. Okay, see, many developers prefer to use array list over array because it's a dynamic array. You can simply say the main reason is dynamic array. So we can also say it is a resizable array of implementation of list interface. Whatever the methods are there in list, those can be extended in an array list. Okay, so that is the reason array list is a more preferable collection over the other collections. Okay, so it implements list operations and permits all elements including null. So that means it allows including null values also, array list. That is another advantage with array list. Okay, so let's see now. And one more advantage is array list can dynamically grow and shrink. Okay, that means we can delete the elements and we can add the elements dynamically after addition removal of elements. That means array list can dynamically grow and shrink. That's one of the biggest advantage. Okay, on top of it, array list has so many predefined methods. Especially for removal and adding and sorting and fetching and searching a particular element and so on, that can be done. Okay, let's see quickly how to create a array list, how to add an elements to the array list. Okay, so your advanced value collections. Yeah. Array list. Okay, there is no logic behind actually. This is how we add. First, we'll create array list. Okay, this is how we add all elements to the array list. Okay, and if you want to set a particular element at the particular index, this can be used. Set method can be used. If you want to remove an element directly, we can use a value, or you can use an index value. Al dot remove of the value or al dot remove of the index. Either index value can be used, or you can directly use a value of the collection. Okay, so this is a for loop. This is how we iterate the elements inside the array list. Okay, so the list, this is a list of elements. If you want to find how many elements are there, we use a method called al dot size. Okay, so if you want to sort an element inside array list, we can use a collections dot sort. Okay, so either you can use for loop. This is extended for loop, we know already. You can simply print all the values. For suppose I want to find the index value of a particular element, you can use index of method. You can use index of the method. And if you want to fetch an element at a particular index, you can use a get method. Get method used to fetch an element. It actually clears all the elements and finally prints the values here. Okay. Anyway, I will create a small demo. Okay. So these are the operations we perform at array list. Okay.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Oh, disconnected?
Yeah, no network issue.
By any power cut? Can you hear me now?
No, I think I'm using that Jio. Yeah, I have Jio Wi-Fi connector. There's some problem with Geo network.
My network.
No, my network.
A package collections. Okay, right. Done. Insert collection demo. Just right click, go to new, go to okay class. Okay, array list demo. Done. Okay. So under this, let's quickly create a okay. Initialize the array list public. Static void mean of history. Okay, string. Yes. Okay, done. Okay, insert this what we are doing. So array list. So to do that, actually all array lists are inserted inside import. Import of java.util. Import java.util. So this is a package required to use a okay. Okay, array list of. So what we are going to store string. Okay, string, and array. Okay.
The Java util is required for what you said?
This is the package where we have all the collections.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to use array list, we have to import these packages.
Yeah.
Array list. Oh. Okay. So we have to declare array list. After declaring what you have to do, whatever you want to perform, you can perform actually. Okay, array. Otherwise, I will give shortcut name. Dot. Okay, add. Can add. I will first explain what are the methods we have. So many methods are there. Add. Okay, and these are all are add only. Clear means simply remove all the data. Okay, clone means you can create a same object. Contains, it just simply check whether the object is there or not. Contains all, we have to provide a collection and check. Okay, equals to, there is a same array list object, we are just checking both are same or not. For each, if you want to iterate the elements, then we use a for each, and then is empty or not, checking whether the okay collection is empty or not. Iterator is an interface, and then notify. So many methods are there. Remove, but to remove an element at a particular index or particular value, you can directly use remove. And if you want to replace, we can replace a particular element. Set, if you want to set a particular value at a particular index, you can do that. Size, it returns the total length of the array list. Okay, and so on. I will simply time, we don't have much time now. So add, okay, and just enter some value actually. First element. Okay. Okay. So system dot out until now. Okay. So until AL, that's all. AL. Okay. So slightly changing this actually. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Okay. And then again we just add one more element at a particular index. AL dot add of 3, comma. Okay. And value. Can you okay, updated at okay, third index. Okay, it's value 3 something I just added. Okay, and then again just print the value system dot out dot right, done. Okay, this is these values. Just run it. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, first, second, third, and this is a okay. Index value 3 means it just added 4. Why? Index always starts with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Here 0, 1, 2, 3. So third value where we have fourth element, it just got updated with updated third index. Okay. So this is enough for today. Okay. Catch up again on Monday. Any doubts, let me know.
No.
Okay. Happy weekend. Bye.
Bye.